What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run getting things done. And I'm not wasting time at all getting into this one. Polk County Middle School assistant principal, 53 years old. She had a 13-year-old boy rub her crusty feet. So it starts with the young man is in class. His class is taking a test. He being a little bit of a, he's being a little bit of a pest. It happens, man. Kids gonna be kids. It happens. They're not gonna be on their best behavior at all times. He gets sent to the office. Okay, whatever. That's a typical response for that sort of thing. I dig it. But the assistant principal, and this is how you know strong and independent down bad, because of the fact that she needs something like this. The assistant principal then says that he is going to rub her feet. She plops her crusty feet into the young man's lap and tells him, since he has nothing better to do with his hands, that he is going to rub her feet. So he proceeds to do such. Just absolutely disgusting. And she tells him that she's having him do this because, y'all know I got a 22-year-old son. I don't know how I ever would have responded to something like this, man, for real. But she said to him that he needed to know for when he's dealing with a woman how to do foreplay. That's what she said to the 13-year-old boy. Beyond inappropriate. So there you have it. This is what's going on here. You guys know I made a video recently talking about how female teachers, more and more, we're hearing reports of them preying on young men. Also, adding to the fact that when she would see him in the hallway afterwards, she would refer to him as sexy chocolate. You cannot make this up, man. I wish I was kidding, but when I watched the news report, I could hardly believe it. As I said, strong and independent down bad. You know this is some strong and independent auntie. She old enough to be this boy's grandmother, honestly. But you got a strong and independent woman in a position of authority, in a position of trust, that is using that position to get her student to commit a very inappropriate act while she says sexually inappropriate things to him. Just wow, man, what is going on here? But I'm telling y'all, we gonna hear more and more and more stories like this, because the news is starting to report the stuff more. This stuff is not new. This is stuff that's always been happening. It's just now technology has caught up with it to where now we getting videos and audio recordings of women saying things and doing things. We got text messages now of when they be sending the inappropriate texts and inappropriate pictures to the young boys. We are going to hear more of this. I'm just waiting on the day when the women receive the same sort of hostile treatment as the men do when they commit stuff like this. When you got a woman that do something like this, what more does she have to do to receive the same treatment that a man would if he did something so disgusting? If it's a man who did something like this, forget the jail. We want him put down like the disgusting dog that he is. She's been arrested. I don't know exactly what she's been charged with, but she's been arrested, and whatever it is, I hope it's not a slap on the wrist, because oftentimes that's what the women get. They get some sort of slap on the wrist. They lose their job, they pay some fine, they do some community service. They don't get any real time usually. It's very rare that they actually get some real prison time behind this. If this don't justify some prison time, I don't know what does. So of course, you know, she's gonna be fired. The department has already made it known she's gonna be fired. They're working on that. The family is going to sue, no doubt. And it's going to be a slam dunk case. It's just a matter of, are they going to take the settlement offer, or are they going to take it all the way to court in a civil trial? Like, which is it going to be? But they going to get paid behind this. There's no way that they're not. How, and I really do wonder this, how do you get to the point where you are so flippant, so arrogant about forcing a student, male or female, asking them to rub your feet? Like, what in the world is that? And you know, I heard Charlemagne chime in on this, and he was kind of, in my opinion, I could be wrong, you may feel differently, but in my opinion, he was kind of like almost justifying it, because he was talking about how when he grew up, you know, rubbing your grandma's feet wasn't a big deal. Man, look, first off, that didn't happen in my family. I never rubbed my grandma's feet. I lost my grandma, 4 years ago behind COVID or whatever. In my life, I have rubbed my grandma's feet a total of 0 times. So nah, man. Don't try to make it seem like that's a common thing in the black community. It's not. But would he have been making excuses like that, or trying to justify it, or trying to downplay it, if it were a male teacher making a female student do that, or even making another male student do that? So nah, man, if we're not gonna make excuses for the men, if we're not gonna try to downplay the men, we gotta start having that same energy when it comes to the women doing stuff like this. Because it's equally disgusting when you do it male or female. It's equally as harmful to the student. Because, I mean, think about this. Like, what does that do to him? What does that do to his self-esteem? The money don't fix that. He forever has the memory that he had to rub her crusty feet. That's traumatic. They may get a bag behind this, but it doesn't undo the trauma. So, no, man, no. Just, ugh. I'm wondering if she's did this before. I really am. Could this really have been her first time doing this? And what would have happened if the boy would have said no? What would have happened? Would he have been suspended? Was it like, you either gonna do this or you gonna get suspended for disrupting the classroom during the test? I wonder these types of things. Let me know what y'all think in the comments though, man. This is what's going on. People be saying homeschool your kids. Woo! I don't know, man. That might be the play. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.